All right. Welcome back to Layla's Minds. I hope that everybody is having a wonderful day. This is going to be our second episode. Um, I'm actually ruining my backdrop already by leaning too hard. Great. Let me start with a little bit of a sip of a water. Wet my whistle. So, I'll just have my co host hold this water bottle for me. It's been really sunny this past week and weekend. It's only Tuesday. It's been amazing week. It's really shining and making me feel like the sun is coming back, you know. I live in a place where winter is prevalent for quite a long time, and when summer finally breaks, when the sun breaks, it is like the best day on the world. There's going to be people in shorts probably today, I bet you. But I haven't really been outside besides to go get my cat food. She ran out of cat food yesterday. It was really sad because I had to give her like one of the cat go-gurts, like a Slurpee treat, in order to tame her for a while. She's looking at me right now, actually. I felt really bad. But she she has food today and she got fed early, so that means that she's happy. At least it should mean she's happy. It's hard for me to tell sometimes. My cat is not the nicest to me. I've been attacked by her multiple times. Too many times to count, to tell you. The first time it ever happened, it was crazy. Um, she tried to get me, and so what did I do? She tried to get me in. I think I like pushed her off the bed or something like that. And to my surprise, she came back 2 times harder and 2 times faster. And so I like threw her again and was like, girl, like, like, quit messing with me. Like, girl, like, get get down. Yeah, she was not messing around because she came back a third time, stronger and harder than the first 2 times. And that's when it really started to scare me. And I started shaking and I had to wrap her up in like a piece of my blanket. It's like the only thing that I could think of at the time. And ever since then, now I have to keep a spray bottle near me at all times. Actually, it's right over there. Right there. I feel horrible. I don't want to spray her. She means a lot to me. But there's not a lot I can do when I feel as though that, I don't have claws and I don't have razor sharp teeth. So I can't defend myself like she can defend herself. That's not fair. Like, it's literally not fair. Yes. So right now it's February. What is it? February something. Let me look at my iPad. What's today? February 17th. Honestly, since it's only Tuesday, it seems like it's going to take a long time in order to get to March. But I bet you it won't because really there's only one more week of February after we get done with this week that we're in. And then March 8th harkens back the sun. And somebody said on TikTok that the sun won't set past 7 p.m. after then. Thank gosh. I'm so excited for the sun to be out for longer. It's all I can imagine. It's all I want. Last summer was amazing. I was on a boat basically all summer. And it was like the best thing in the world. I'll have to tell you guys some of my boating stories, like boating on the 4th of July and different kinds of things like that. Um, yes, I'm pulling up my notes right now because I had some things that I wrote down that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Basically, I just wanted to talk about. I know that this is a boring topic and it's so tired and played through and whatever, but being an adult, you guys, I'm 26 and I feel like I really just started living life like an adult person for the first time. Let's say 2023, around that period of time, 2022, 2023, when I moved out um, on my own for the first time ever. I would say that period of time is really what took me over the edge when it comes to feeling like an adult and feeling the pressure of being an adult. Yes, I am wearing hospital socks. I've never been hospitalized for that reason, like for a mental reason or anything like that. So please spare me when it comes to my hospital socks. I find them comfortable. I like the grips on them. It's something that I enjoy. Um, Please don't get mad at me for it. And don't make fun of me for it because it's something that I like and something that I enjoy. And you shouldn't yuck other people's yums. It's something that everybody should learn. Everybody's parents should teach them, or guardian, or whoever it may be that took care of you needed to tell you that. Um, Sorry, it's just the truth. But let me think. I would have to say when I moved out on my own, yes, that's when a lot of things changed for me. But before then, I have moved, I think, every single year, if not more. Since 2017, I think, at least. 2017, I moved in with my dad. Yep. 2017, I moved in with my dad. And then 2018, I moved back home. Like 2017, 2018, I moved back home. Well, it must have been 2016, 2017 when I moved in with my dad then. So 2017, 2018 is when I came back home to my little hometown. And then I moved in with my grandparents after that because me and my mom had a little bit of a falling out. That is interesting. She is unique person. She's here and there with me in my life, and I'm grateful for her more now than I was in the past, and I think that she is more grateful for me now as well than she was in the past. What was I just rambling about? Oh, my mom, me and my mom's relationship. Yeah, it's been rocky here and there, so I definitely did move out. Um, and asked my grandparents if I could stay with them instead of her because staying with her was just not something I really wanted to do. It was not very fun and it was not very exciting, and she's not very nice sometimes. Once I moved into my grandparents, this would be similar time period from like 2018, 2019. Okay, yes. So after I moved from my dad's, then I moved to my grandparents because of me and my mom's falling out. Then from my grandparents, I moved in with my current boyfriend. Um, he had a place with three of his friends. I'm not sure if they were from school or what, to be honest with you. Um, in that time period, I didn't see them as the best people for him to be around or the type of influence that I would have wanted for my man. Yeah, it's just not the influence I would have wanted at the time. Just at the time, I wouldn't have wanted that. Now I think I'm more grateful for them and being there for him and different kinds of things like that, which is normal. As you get older, you tend to realize more things and you're more grateful for things, even if they didn't work out always in your favor or things like that. Um, we were kind of on and off again. So I was like kind of back and forth from my grandparents to his house to where did I go? Oh, yep. I basically went back and forth from my grandparents and his house. And then I would say 2020 is when we decided to get an apartment together, even after we were having a rough relationship. Riddle me why I did that. I'm not sure. Am I grateful that I did it? Of course. Of course I'm grateful for I did it because it led me to where I am today to be with him. Um our relationship was okay. It did pretty well in its own environment, not being around boys and, different kinds of things like that. Towards the end is when it started getting bad. We just weren't doing very well with each other, and we actually ended up breaking up while we were still living together, which was an interesting situation for sure. Um, Not something I would really recommend if you can avoid it. At the time, I didn't want to avoid it. I wanted to be in the same household as him and be weird. I feel like I didn't know how to let go at that point in time. So I didn't. I tried to hold on to what was there. So from that point, I moved back in with my grandparents, I'm pretty sure, again. And this would have had to been in 2021. And in 2021, I stayed with them for probably about a year. In 2022, we moved in to our own place. Or maybe it was October 2021, and we moved in that time period. Um, it seems like maybe possibly that sounds right in my head. I'm not sure exactly. Where was I? All right. So moved in with my friends in about 2021, end of 2021, 2022. This did not go so well. At the time, when me and my boyfriend broke up, I quit my job as a maid. So I used to be a maid, everybody. Yes, yes. You can laugh all you want, but I know how to clean a house professionally, and you don't. Being a maid is cool. I worked in hotels, I worked in houses. I had my own practice at one point, or tried to have my own practice at one point. I didn't really fill out a client list or anything like that, but was making a little amount of money. I quit being a maid. From the time I quit being a maid, I was just doing odd jobs and different kinds of things like that, such as being a maid myself and not for a company. Yes, mainly I was doing odd jobs like that and just making money however I could, putting bottles, um, like taking bottles back, cans back to get my deposits and different kinds of things like that. Just doing literally anything to get any sort of money to do literally anything with my life. It was a sad period of my life. I am sad that I experienced that, but it did teach me, just how to basically make something out of nothing in a way. I feel like I was able to really scrape myself up from the ground from nothing. Sometimes I would get $100 to my name. Sometimes I would have a few pennies to my name. I'm so grateful for the people that, lifted me up and helped me through those time periods in my life. I don't know where I would be without the people that, helped me and saved me basically and kept me alive and having fun and, experiencing life still, even though I didn't have a dollar to my name. What else can I think? Yeah. Okay. From that point, I moved out of where me and my friends were staying. Um, the rent was going to go up, she said. And I was not able to afford more rent at the time. At the time, I was basically maxed out for how much I could afford at the time. There wasn't really much more I could muster up from my little cans and different kinds of things that I was doing at the time. Um, this put me into a spiral. This was probably one of the more worst times of my life. Is staying at my dad's house again. It was not very fun. He tends to keep quite a few people in a household at the same time. Um, Not that that's a bad thing. I know some people live like that. For me, it's really hard on me. And it's hard on me to have people like down your neck and down your throat and telling you what to do. And it was really hard on me. Whatever. That is like, it's hard for me to explain things about my dad, I feel like, because there's, it takes a lot of energy out of me to even express the different things that I feel just from little tiny little antidotes and like remembering callbacks and different kinds of things like that. Let me try to think of something else because now I'm thinking about that. See, it even will take me out my train of thought to try to think thoughts about him and stuff like that just because I love him, but it's a struggle for me to have a relationship with him because of his hardness that he has to himself. I guess is the best way to put it. So I was basically begging my mom every single day to please let me come home. Please let me come home to my small town and to live with her, obviously. Um, and she had at the time a second home. And so she was going to her second home for the winter. And so she invited me to stay at her house while she was gone. And this is about the same time period that I discovered my career that I decided to go down and my career path that I'm kind of slightly in now. I mean, it's still a huge part of my career. It's the only part of my career, to be honest with you. This is a whole new thing that I'm trying, you know. So we'll see how this part goes. But anywhoosie, basically, I discovered streaming, and it's not the video game type of streaming. It's the kind of streaming where they tip you coins to maybe or maybe or not take your clothes off. All right. So I was doing that. And I honestly made a decent amount of money. And it came at an amazing time period because I needed to get out of that house that I was in with my mom. There was just darkness and dark energy in there, including her, and I needed to get out. So it couldn't have came at a better time. I'm not sure exactly like what fueled me. I would say even just seeing the small little amounts of money that I was making, I think I made like maybe 50, $80 the first time I ever tried streaming. And I just felt so elated that there was something for me to do um to make money. And I couldn't believe that this was like an option for me now and something that I could potentially be good at, because a lot of people were telling me that I was really pretty and whatever, that doesn't really matter so much. But the people were telling me that if I kept going, like the people on the platform tell me if I keep going, then I could do a really good job and succeed. Um, which I tried to do. I did, I would say, because I ended up moving out my own self um, into like a $700 apartment a month, and it was just what I thought I could afford, and I thought, no matter what, I could push myself and make $700, and that would bring me at least to making my rent every month. So as long as I made my rent, I felt like I was in a positive place in my life. Um, that's something too, is I feel like I took a lot of my wins, my small wins, and I ran with them. Like every single time something good happened, I ran with it. When I made that money, I ran with it right to an apartment. I don't think I had even been working for maybe 2 weeks on that platform. And that's it. I ran. And once I ran, I never looked back. And it's only gotten better. From this apartment, this $700 apartment that I got, I started doing OnlyFans and different kinds of stuff like that and making a bit more money and kind of seeing what I could, manage and what I could afford and different kinds of things like that. After doing it for the past year and keeping up my household and different kinds of things like that, um, it was awesome. The next year, I moved into the apartments that me and my ex actually used to live in because they were my favorite apartments. They have vaulted ceilings and it's just really nice in here. Like, it's not the best place on the planet, but the amenities are very worth it. Yes, the amenities are extremely worth it. I have a washer and dryer in unit. I have a garage. It's only a one car garage, but you get a one car garage and like a driveway space. So you have covered parking, garage parking, and then also you have, what else do you have here? Oh yeah, these vaulted ceilings. The ceilings are amazing. It literally changes the whole entire experience of living in an apartment, is just having a little bit higher ceilings. I know it's not something that everybody can get, and it is kind of more of a luxury, and it's a luxury to know as well, because I wouldn't have known about the ceilings in the top units at this place if I didn't live here already before. I'm gonna take my glasses off for a minute. Hopefully, um, the dents on my nose aren't super noticeable or anything. But I need a little mini break from the sun or the shade of shade of the light, whatever I'm trying to say. Yes, the vaulted ceilings. It literally changes the game when you have the vaulted ceilings. So I know it's not something that everybody can get, and I know it's a luxury, But if there is an option for vaulted ceilings, or you can try to see if there's an option for vaulted ceilings, please ask. Because you could probably get a unit with one and it changes the feeling of being an apartment to more being like a condo or like a house or something like that. So, once I moved from the $700 apartment into this apartment, I think it was probably like $1,000, like a little over $1,000 or something like that. And I have a cat. So, you always are having to pay pet rent. Pet rent is another huge thing that I feel like is, like it just eats your money. Like, I think my pet rent is like $35 or something like that for my cat. And you have to put like $200 down or something like that for them as well. So that way they can like live here as like a deposit. I don't know. It's kind of really so stupid. I don't know why anybody, I don't know. My cat, she did tear up a couple things already because they came in here and they were trying to um redo the countertops. Right. Okay. So they were trying to redo the countertops. During redoing the countertops, I had to put my cat in the back room, which is not something I like to do and not something she's used to. So she tore up the back floor. Not my proudest moment as a mother that I had to put her back there. Not my proudest moment. I don't think it's her proudest moment either, to be honest with you. I feel bad for her that she had to be back there. I'm feeling like taking my fur coat off. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the fur coat segment. My cat's getting up. She must be hungry or something of the nature. Hi, Neptune. Oh my gosh, my cat's name is Neptune. I don't know if I ever said that yet. And I mean, it's really only the second podcast, so forgive me or spare me. But her name is Neptune. Her full name is Neptune, middle name Celeste, last name redacted. Just because I don't want you guys to know her last name. But her last name was redacted before that because it was her daddy's last name. And me and her daddy were not together for 5 years. So we had to change her last name. She just had no last name because she had no daddy. So it was really hard for her for 5 years. And then for her daddy to show up just randomly one night. Like, really? You're gonna do my poor little baby like that? She's just nervous. So she's really not nervous anymore. She loves him. She's obsessed with him. I think she bonded with him, not me. So she really like doesn't love me. I think she's the reason that she loves him more is because he will play rough with her. So if he plays rough with her, she really likes that. And she does not like that mommy does not play rough. But mommy doesn't play rough. Mommy is fragile, honey. Mommy is fragile. And you have to be careful with her because you don't know what could happen to me. I bruise easy. I do. I bruise easy. And yeah, you do. So she got her daddy back. That's all that matters. She just needs to be happy and not try to beat her mommy up anymore. Like, it's something that she really needs to stop doing. All right. So, did I say, let me harken back real quick to what I was just talking about moving and stuff. Did I say that I moved into a second place into into the same apartment complex with the vaulted ceilings? Did I say that yet? If I didn't, then now I just did though. So I moved into a second apartment here in this same complex. I went from a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom to a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. And I didn't get to enjoy it, I have to say. Right now, I am currently in a relationship with my boyfriend. Um, Me and him just got back together basically, and probably before I moved, right, like literally right before I moved into this apartment, because he helped me move in here. Um, we got back together, and it kind of flipped everything upside down for me because my path was something that I didn't know involved him. And so for 5 years of my life, I've been planning and trying to do things according to my own feelings and my own self, and trying to find myself because I really lost myself after we broke up. I didn't believe that we were meant to be broken up. I didn't believe that we were supposed to be apart, you know? I had different feelings about the situation than he did. Now, come to find out, he had the same feelings or similar feelings to me quite soon on into his endeavors for the past 5 years, 6 years that we weren't together. Um, I experienced a lot of amazing, amazing, amazing things the past years that we were apart. I experienced immense sadness in the times that we were apart. I've lost people close to me, like in death, not even just, breaking up, but I've had friendship breakups. I have had so many different things and experiences that I don't know if I would have ever had we had stayed together. So I am grateful for that. But it changed a lot of things for me when we got back together because I just saw the trajectory of my life not really with a guy. Being transgender, I feel like if there's any of my transgender girls out there, raise your hands. Raise your hands. Um, you know how it is. You know that it's not really that easy, girl. Like, you can be amazing, talented, beautiful, perfect, nice, charming, and it really won't get you anywhere sometimes because of who you are and what you were born. Which, you know, I don't blame anybody, but it definitely can feel quite isolating, and it can also feel like you better plan for a future where you don't ever have a man and you don't fall in love and you don't experience these experiences that everybody else experiences because you're a transgender woman. So basically, my life consisted of me just working really hard on myself and my things. As you can tell, I guess, through my little story that I've told this far, you can see that I've just spent time upgrading. Um, every single time I can, I upgrade. I want to upgrade myself, my life, my materials, items. I am a materialistic girl. What can I say? I drive an electric car. I don't drive a Tesla. I'll tell you which one I drive eventually, I'm sure. Maybe I'll do like a car tour or something too eventually. Who knows? Um, Also, yeah, I have a vlog channel that I created. So go check out the vlog channel. It's called Something About Layla. I don't know if you guys will be able to find it, but it's out there. There's just one video on it right now. And it's just a little day in my life, not much. I want to do more things on there, of course. feel like I missed a lot of my opportunities this year, like doing a vision board or like, you know, different kinds of stuff like that. So I missed a few opportunities when it comes to that, but I'm just starting, you guys. Give me a break. Actually, I need to give myself the break. That's who needs to give who the break. Is me. It needs to give myself the break and not push myself to be doing things that I couldn't have done if I didn't think to do them in the past. I can't do them now, so or I can do them now. So I should just do them now. Yeah, whatever. Yes. And right now, while everything has happened between us and we've reconnected and things like that, me and him basically live together again. We were really good at living together before. Neither one of us was like really dirty or like um unorganized or anything like that. We're both like decently organized people, decently clean people, and the things that he doesn't clean, I tend to clean. The things that I don't clean, he tends to clean. So it like kind of works out. It feels pretty easy sometimes, I feel like, to be with him and to live with him. So I'm ever so grateful for the fact that it's been an easy transition in that. The hard part has been having this apartment, this brand new apartment, and I'm barely here. And it just sucks because I feel like I want to be here more and I want to be with him more too. So it's like I'm trying to drag myself between two different places, two different things that it just doesn't work. So right now we're back and forth with where we're staying. So like we'll stay at his place, we'll stay at my place, we'll stay at his place, we'll stay at my place. And it's rough. I can't say that it would be better if we were further apart or anything like that. I just definitely can say that I as a child of divorce, it wasn't my favorite thing to have to go back and forth to the other parent's house all the time and leave all my things, and I would forget stuff, or I would really want a certain toy that I left at home, or I really just miss my shower or whatever it might be that like I like a home base. Even though it doesn't seem like it from how much I've moved in my life, I do really like a home base. So like that has been now my main goal is before this apartment lease is up, which I think is around October. I need to find a house or a home or a home. I just have to. It's the only thing at this point I think that could make our lives a little easier, and not even easier, but just we need to merge our lives together in order to move to the next steps of things, because that's what we want, obviously and clearly. I think if we weren't trying to already be with each other every single day of our lives and things like that, then maybe it wouldn't be that such a big a deal to like hurry up and move or something. But because we do really want to have our lives be together so soon and already, it does put a little bit of a wrench in things because we have two separate places. So we're definitely working towards merging our places together this year, by the end of this year. It's one of my goals on my vision board. Actually, do you guys want to see my vision board? I made one. Wow. I feel like I'm already kind of accomplishing some of these. Um, Not that I'm successful in doing this podcast or my vlog channel or anything yet, but I've started it, and that's something. And I didn't start it when I made this vision board. So, for the fact that I've even started this podcast. I'm like, hey, I'm already knocking some things out of my vision board. Let me show you. Okay, pause there if you want to look back on it and go through it with me because I'm going to have to put it down. So it's just going to have to be like this in order for me to read it to you. So, I have some pictures of a house on there and it looks really beautiful. It's got like a beautiful garden, a fire pit, like a patio with like um an outdoor kitchen, grill kind of a situation. All these things don't have to be in my home, but they're just part of my vision board and my manifestation for my future home. So there's pictures like that in there. There's also pictures of like energy people is like kind of what I describe them as because I really am trying to get in touch with my energy and myself. And actually, I've accomplished one of those things too already, which is, getting in touch with my energy and myself. And I also have a couple pictures of like some brains on there, and they're like have plants in them and stuff like that. And that's trying to symbolize or represent like me, making my mind grow and my brain grow and just growing in the world and different kinds of things that have to do with my spirituality, basically, and my belief in myself and the universe and different kinds of things like that. Just really working on myself, making sure that I'm focused on the health of my brain and my body. I also have pictures of Trisha and, oh my God, I almost just didn't remember her name. I have pictures of Trisha and Santa on here from Not Loveline and like them on stage and stuff like that, just because they're obviously some of my huge inspirations. I feel like they're a lot of the girlies' huge inspirations these days. So, and they're, podcasters and stuff. So, um, that's why I put them on there. I also put Luscious Massacre on there because I really enjoy her spirit and her energy and her vlogs and stuff. And I really want to bring something like that to the table as well. Like, obviously, I want to do my own little spin and things on my own life and my own vlogs and stuff. I'm obviously not going to go looking for the plus size clothes in the Macy's, but I am going to be looking, just doing my own things and going and visiting the world and showing people what it's like being like me in the world. Because that's all I've ever wanted to do. And I feel like I've always wanted to be an entertainer. And if this is my way to do it, then hopefully this is my way to do it. And hopefully I can reach some people that will be entertained by me. Okay, I also have some quotes like to mind my spirituality as well. So miracles happen for me every single day is something that is a mantra for me. I love to try to believe in the world and its many beauties and its many miracles and powers that it can hold and create. Another quote I have on there is, I am so lucky. Everything works out for me. And I'm just trying to hold that and hold it close to my heart that I am a lucky girl and I deserve the types of things that are going to come to me and I deserve the best of the best. You guys, come on. It's a vision board. You have to get into it. I also have some more lucking I'll have some more luck representation on here, like some lucky sevens, some horseshoes, that kind of a nature. Let me see what else I have. I have some hearts on there, which is supposed to represent love. Can you imagine that? It's so crazy. But yes, that's the vision board. So hopefully you guys like that little segment of me showing you my vision board. I didn't really know if it was going to be um visible on the camera. I don't think it was. I think that it was a little bit visible. So hopefully you can see something from like the screenshot. Um Not the screenshot. What is it? Like when I held it up to the screen. Take a screenshot of it, do something to it, try to save it, do whatever you can. Make your own vision board. Please make your own vision board. I remember making vision boards in the past, what we used was newspapers and magazines and stuff like that. So basically, you can just clip out pictures, articles, words from a magazine, and get a glue stick, a 50-cent glue stick from the store, and honestly just make it on lined paper. Who cares? Just throw some stuff together and make it beautiful and make it something that when you look at it, it brings you, it reminds you of your goals that you have for yourself and your visions that you have for yourself, because that's a huge part of manifestation. I feel like manifesting, the main culprit of manifesting is just focusing on the positive. Like nothing can come faster than when you're focusing on the positive. Just changes everything. Oh, yes. Okay. So, another thing that I had on my vision board that I wanted to accomplish was getting my mind right. And something that I have done actually to get my mind right this year is get health insurance and get therapy. And I've only gone to one session of therapy so far, but it's been pretty amazing. I'm really liking my therapist. He's a very nice person. It's a guy, which is a little bit interesting for me because I'm not the type of person that usually goes for, a guy therapist or anything of that nature. I very much actually would prefer to have a girl one, but I'm testing this out because I don't want to just write him off just yet because I feel like he's pretty cool and I really like him. Uh, my first session was 2 weeks ago because this week I have my second session and I'm pretty excited about that. I feel nervous because I think that for me, I have a lot of ways around myself. I don't try to, show my sides of myself that may or may not seem to be weaker or, he said, my therapist had said something to me about um that maybe I didn't experience bullying in high school or in school, and I had to say like, oh no, I did, but it's just not the first thing that I think to tell people because it's not what I want people to know about me. Is like I got bullied in school. Like it's not my first thing that I want people to know. So I would rather tell you about my lifelong friends or different kinds of things like that that make me feel good about what I experienced growing up, not the stuff that makes me feel bad about what I experienced growing up. And so that's something that I'm trying to get used to, and I'm trying to break into my layers a little bit more and trying to open up. I know it's only going to be the second session this week, but it's something that I definitely have to focus on already because I can already see myself trying to like cover my wounds and not show what is really inside of me. And I just try to appear to be somebody that's confident and well rounded and somebody that has a good head on their shoulders that doesn't let things get to them, even though that a lot of things get to me. I am extremely insecure a lot of the times. I feel like as we all are. But I would say 75% of the time I'm insecure and the other percent of the time I'm not, and that's because of, I would say, like my makeup and my hair and feeling cute and being in outfits and stuff like that. That's really the other 30, 25, 30%, I can't remember what I said, of why I think that I have such an issue with feeling good about myself. Well, actually, no, that's not how I want to explain it. I feel like it's more like the 75% of the time that I'm just myself and I don't feel like beautiful, or I don't feel like my lashes are long, or my hair looks pretty, or you know my outfit looks good, whatever it might be. that really, I feel like, takes a effect on me as a transgender person. I think that for a lot of us, our hair and makeup and outfits and clothing is what really helps other people in the world identify us as who we are and ourselves. So when you maybe don't feel your most beautiful or don't feel like you're in your best outfit, it tends to make you feel like you're way more ugly or way more clockable as a boy, or whatever it might be. So it definitely is something that I want to work on in therapy as well, is trying to figure out what maybe could be causing this, or what I could do to um negate it or fight it, get away from it, ignore these negative thoughts and feelings that I have in my head that other people don't have about me. I feel like that's the big thing too, is it's so hard for me to see me how other people see me, and I want to work hard on trying to see the beauty in myself as well. I don't think a lot of us see our own beauty. A lot of us don't see our own wings, especially a lot of my transgender sisters. I feel like a lot of us are really, really beautiful people inside and out. And we don't get a lot of, time to show that, or to be that, everybody just wants to mark us as beasts and negative things, and we're just nothing of the sort. I don't think that there's not one group of people in the world where there's not a bad person in it. Like, there's always going to be a bad person, no matter what. Um, for example, pastors that are touching on children, but do everybody say that the whole of church is a bad thing and you shouldn't go? No. They say that that one person is a bad person, though that it happens many, many times. And it seems like tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, pastors touching kids, even though they will use our small little group and the I don't even know which types of things that they try to pull up out of their butt to say something negative about us. But it's just ridiculous at this point. Grasping at straws when everybody else is grasping at, like, I could grasp at a million straws in your communities that you're a part of, the types of things that you people do and you people support, but I don't. I mind my own little business on my own little side of the planet, and I just try to hope that everybody loves each other. Is that realistic? Maybe not. Is it what I hope for the future one day, that we can all just vibe out in our own little communities and groups, as in the main rule can be like, as long as we're not hurting ourselves and others, then proceed, but the problem is that a lot of people want to hurt themselves and others, and that's where we get into these big predicaments where we have gay people pride parades, and then people want to try to say that, like, they want to hurt people doing those kinds of things and stuff. Why do you want to hurt people doing something that is fun for them? This is something that is so interesting to me that I don't think I'll ever understand in the world, and I hope we can get over it one day. But yeah, that breeds insecurity too, to be honest with you. The society breeds insecurity. If you have all these people and these different types of groups that want to kick people out, or this group is seen as good, this group is seen as bad, or this group is seen as better than the other, then it fosters insecurity in all of us. I think that a lot of us would be a lot more secure if we were more village lifestyle again. Not saying that that's a possibility, but I think that that created more security back in the day. Was you knew who you were around, you knew what you liked and what you did every day. You knew your surroundings, different kinds of stuff like that, where I feel like it just sent you had a sense of groundedness almost. And now I feel like a lot of us, we don't really feel grounded at all. A lot of us feel up in the air, and especially with this government. We are struggling. I think we're really struggling. We'll find a way around it, though, I'm sure. We always have. I feel like the minorities prevail because we stick together, you know? And hopefully one day, all of us can decide that, like, we're fighting for the same things and it'll be a lot easier for us as a people. Let me get off this government topic, though, because I don't want this to kill my vibe. But yeah, insecurity, there's a lot of different things I feel like I deal with that going to therapy helps with. I think that everybody could go to therapy and everybody could benefit from it. Me personally, this is going to be my first real time going to therapy. I feel like all the times in the past I've been younger, in high school, middle school, and I've never really focused or tried really hard and paid attention on, like, doing better, or, like, trying at all to actually fix myself or, like, get any better with any of my insecurities or challenges that I feel like I face. So yeah, this will be my first time really putting forth my good foot into trying therapy and seeing how it works out for myself. You know what? Everybody should try to go to therapy. Do it with me. Try it with me. Um, if you don't have insurance, I'm not exactly sure what to tell you just yet because I didn't have insurance for a long time. But now that I do, I feel like it's important for me to maybe say, hey, like, I'm doing it. Everybody can do it. We should all do it. We should all try to better ourselves this 2026. There's not much more we can do besides work on ourselves and make sure that we're good in the world. I think that that's a good pivot for that conversation from the past. Is we should definitely just check in on your loved ones, check in on your friends, make sure everybody's okay. It's been a rough year. We're gonna make it through, though. And the only thing that would be better than sitting and doing nothing is making sure that you're gonna be, like, sane. You know, you gotta be sane. If you can't be sane, then you just start losing everything. And that's not to say that that's bad, because I'm not sane all the time, but it sure helps to be a little bit somewhat grounded. So lean into your friends. Maybe you guys don't like having these kinds of conversations with each other, but it's something that everybody has to do as a part of being an adult and growing up and doing all these things like moving and stuff like that, is having these tough conversations and figuring out who you can trust with your heart, and your views and stuff like that. So make sure you're checking in on your friends and family. Make sure you're checking in on yourself. Go tap on that mirror and make sure yourself is feeling good. Go look in your own eyes and tell yourself that you're doing your best today, because that's all you can do. I hope this has been a wonderful time for you to relax and, maybe kick back, hear some random stories about my life. And it's been silly, but it's a beautiful life. we're all having our own transcendental experiences on this planet, and I'm happy that I can share mine with yours. Share mine with yours. Share mine with yours. What the hell am I saying? I'm so happy I could share mine with you, I think is what I'm trying to say. I share my silly little life with you, and hopefully, you know, it makes your day go by faster or something. So hopefully my silly little life is somewhat entertaining to you, and it helps if you're in a similar spot or something, moving all around, you don't know where you're going to end up. Trust me, I still don't know where I'm going to end up, but everything is going to be okay as long as you're trying to do your best and just being true to yourself. So I love you. I hope I love you. I hope you love me. And we will talk to each other soon. I'll see you next time.